So thanks everybody for being on here again. This is another study hall with IOP. We're gonna go ahead and start right now. All right. We missed a few minutes or whatnot, but anyway, so you guys already know the first thing that we always do. We always look at the news, right? Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. There you go. All right. So yeah, you guys already know the first thing that we do. Look at the news, right? And if you were trading today, you would already know that the news had a lot of effects on the charts. Everything was choppy today. Me personally, I didn't trade. I'm actually not trading to the end of the year. I'm just observing, just marking up charts and doing some back testing and studying and whatnot. So I'm not saying don't trade, but I'm just saying that I'm not trading to the end of the year because it's the end of the year and market's gonna be choppy, and especially this year, 2020. We already know what 2020 is. Especially now with the vaccine news and the Brexit deals and whatnot, it's just too much going on in the market. I just rather not be in it. You know what I mean? But obviously, you can see all the news that was on there, um, and you already know. You can always click on the news and then just see what it did previously, just so you can go back and look at what to expect as far as when the news comes out. And we see that tomorrow we do have a few orange folders. We don't have any red folders, but we do have some orange folders. So just keep that in mind if you're trading tomorrow. JPY, GBP, Euro, and CAD. And obviously next week there's not gonna be a whole lot going on because of the Christmas. A lot of the banks are gonna be closed anyway. So if if you're gonna listen to me, I'm gonna say just take next week off. Just take next week off. Just take that. Just use it as education, and just do some back testing and learn, and then just get ready for the next year, right? Because next year gonna be lit. All of us gonna be millionaires, all right? And I said it, it's gonna happen. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the charts real quick. All right, give me 1 second, guys.
I second that statement.
Yeah, go ahead and say something. I'm helping my daughter with her internet. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second, all right?
Heard it, man.
Uh, Nora, give me 1 second, okay? Give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna help you out. Just get on your phone. Sorry guys, but yeah. So like I said, next week, take the week off. You know, enjoy your time, enjoy your family and whatnot. And then just come back the following week and make some money, right? So let's look at the charts. Obviously, you guys see that I'm already looking at GU for obvious reasons. We're just gonna look at some setups for today. Obviously, I didn't trade, but I did look at the charts, and I did see some setups. I don't know if any of you guys, took it. I know some did, because I know Jazz and Neri, some of y'all, y'all did take the trade today. It was a nice setup or whatnot. It wasn't the perfect setup, but it was, it was okay, I guess, right? Obviously, the first thing that I noticed when I look at it, I'm in the 1 hour chart, right? So obviously this is Thursday. So we've already had enough data to kind of know what kind of cycle we're in, right? So you can either be on a trending cycle or you could be on a market maker cycle, right? So a trending cycle is basically you know, when the market just goes in one direction the whole week. For instance, here we had a trending cycle. We didn't really have a midweek reversal. If we had a midweek reversal, then that would make it a market maker cycle, because that's how they do. Go from level one, level two, level three, have a peak formation, and then reverse, right? But we didn't really have that this week. We were just an uptrend, right? I can even draw a 10 line right here, right? So you can see that this has been an uptrend this whole week. Ever since last Friday, actually, it's been uptrending. So this was a trending week. This was a trending cycle, right? So let me go down to the 15-minute and then look at the setup that we had today, right after Asian session, and then see if we could have you know, caught anything. All right. So first thing that I looked at is that during Asian, it actually moved about 57 pips, a little bit over. And like I said last week, the best times that you can have, the best setups that you're gonna get is when agent gives you less than 50 pips. Obviously, he gave us 57 pips, so that's a little bit over that number, right? So you got to keep that into consideration when you're looking at it at 2 o'clock in the morning. All right. So as you can see, price has been going up since agent started. It's just it never. I mean, it retraced a little bit, but it continued to go up. So right after the agent session, you see that price broke up. So what type of setup are you looking for at that point? Let me see if y'all paying attention. What type of setup are we looking for?
Buys.
So what now? Yeah, we're looking for buys, but what top? Like top one, top two, or top three? Anybody? Anybody? All right, let me put this right here.
Okay.
Let me
One.
put this right here. All right. So what top are we looking for? If we see that price has been going up the whole Asian session, there you go, type one. So we see price has been going up the whole Asian session, right? And it broke up above the Asian range. So the only type that we can be looking for is type one, because type two obviously doesn't break out. It gives you the M or the W right at the top of the Asian session. If once it breaks out of it, up or down, you're looking for a type one. So we're looking for type one, right? All right, so let's get back to the charts. Price broke out. It didn't really give us a setup right away, right? And it just continued to go up. So at this point, we're still looking for a type one setup because this could be your stop hunt move, right? And at the same time, you're looking at your cycle from Monday. You can see that it's been an uptrend, but that doesn't tell you that you're in a trending cycle. It could still be a market maker cycle because once it gives you a midweek reversal, you can look at this right here. Like you can look at this as your level three, right? And then you can look at this as your level two. If I can use this thing right here, and then so this is just your level two. You can actually move it up a little bit. Let me go and delete that. I'm acting like an amateur. I'm sorry, y'all. So level two, and then you got your level three right here, right? So you can look at it as that. So if you're looking at it as being a market maker cycle, you'll be looking for a midweek reversal because it's Wednesday. Midweek reversals usually happen on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So you'll be looking for it to come back down, right? So that will be my first bias if I'm expecting it to be a market maker cycle, right? But obviously we didn't get that. Now hindsight looking at it, we didn't get that, right? So that makes it a trending cycle. A trending cycle, like I said, means that it has been going the same direction from Monday all the way to Friday, right? So let's go back to the setup again. All right. So we saw the price went up and then went back down again, and price is still above the 50 MA. So that tells us we're still in a buyer market, right? It went down, and it looked like it might give us the second leg of the M. It didn't really give us that second leg of the M right here. It wasn't that super clear. But if you go down to the 5-minute chart, you might get a better setup. You can always go down to the 5-minute chart if you don't see anything clear on 15-minute, right? So we're gonna go back to the 5-minute, and then if you can see on the 5-minute, you see that this could potentially be your first leg. Went down, went up, potentially gave you the second leg of the M. See, price never really broke the high of the day that it was created on the first leg. So that makes it valid, right? And on top of that, you see that the 5 and the 15, I mean, the 5 and the 13 crossed at this candle right here. So you could have potentially took that trade at that point on the 5-minute chart, right? So you could have potentially took that trade right here, right after it crossed, right after this candle closed below the 13. You could have took that trade. Your stop loss would have been right above the highs. And TP1, you could have took TP1 out of the water or the Mayo or whatever, right? or you could just have a set TP. Let's just say 30 pips, right? Because you already know the TP. 30 pips is usually the standard with these setups. They're gonna always give you at least about 30 pips or whatnot. So it would be smart to just put your TP as 30 pips. So you would have entered right here, no drawdown. You would have been good. You would have caught your 30 pips easily, right? And that would only took you about 2 minutes, 2 hours and 40 minutes, right? But let's just say you didn't go down to the 5 minute. Let's just say you stayed under 15 minute and you never really went back to the 5 minute, right? So you would be looking at the market this way, and this right here is just too ugly, right? It's just too much going on. I personally would not have entered if I didn't go down to the 5 minute. If I was just looking at the 15 minute and I'm not looking at any other time frame, right? I'd be looking at this right now and I would see that this is potentially the first leg. It didn't really give me the first leg till after London, right? Well, not technically after London, but after the London kill zone. So this was at what 6:45, 7 o'clock ish, and it went down. And right here, it looked like it might have given me a railroad for a price to go back up, right? But at the same time, I'm still thinking like, okay, I don't know which way it's gonna go, so I'm not really gonna jump on it right away because market's been choppy. It's December, so I'm not really gonna just jump on it because it gave me a railroad. And if you can see, if I would have just jumped on it because it gave me a railroad, I would have lost that trade, right? I would have lost that trade easy, real quick, right? So you got to be patient with it. You got to make sure that you get that perfect setup. You got to use all your confluences, right? But after we got into the New York kill zone, we can see the price continue to go down, right? So right here it crossed the 5 and the 13. It crossed right here. So technically, technically you could have entered right there if you're an aggressive trader, right? Because and at the same time it gave you that that sell signal right there. Me personally, I would not have felt comfortable getting in right there because it's just not enough, right? And let's look at the TDI, right? So the TDI right here, when price was here, it gave you that shark fin out the water, right? So right now you're just waiting on that second leg of the M for you to go back down. But as you can see, it literally went past the signal line and the midline, and it came out from the other end of the water. That tells you that there's going to be another reversal. So at this point, I'm not even looking at no trades because this is just too much going on. I'm not even risking anything because what are we looking for? We're looking for perfect setups. We're not looking for, we're not looking for, 50-50 setups. We're not looking for 70-30 setups or whatever. We want to make sure that we have high probability setups, right? So at this point, I'm not looking at any trades. If I have not gotten any trades right here at the 5 minute, like I just showed y'all that setup, right? First leg, second leg, I'm not getting any trades. If I'm looking at the chart and it's what 9, 10 o'clock or whatnot, I'm not getting in no trades. So let's just look here at 9:45. We got that big bullish one, and then we got that big candle, a bearish candle, right? And it was a switch candle, right? So when it was going down, a lot of people hopped on sales. So the reason why it's called a switch candle is because at some point this whole candle was red. It was literally red. It was all the way down here. So you already know that a bunch of people try to hop on that sell, right? They collected a bunch of people taking sell trades right here. And what did they do? Right? What did they do right after that? They left the whole wick and then just went up the other way. So what happened to all those people that took all those trades right here? What happened to them? What happened to them? It went up about another 50 pips. So what happened if you saw this long candle and then you decided to hop on a sell right here? What happened to your trade? I want somebody to tell me what happened to your trade if you took it right there. Exactly. You got jacked up. Like Tasha said, you got jacked up, right? You're either, you're either in a drawdown or your account is blown because you didn't put no stop loss, or you got stopped out because that's a whole lot of pips. Imagine entering right here, right at the bottom of it, right? And then as soon as you enter that trade, yeah, it gave you a little bit of profit, but boom, it went up, right? And then it continued to go up for another 60 pips. Do you have an account that can sustain a 60 pip drawdown? Not a lot of people do. And if you do, you should not even be in that position anyway. So, long story short, I didn't see any good setups for GU today unless you entered around 7:30, 7:25 ish, right? So right after that, hold on, Nora, give me a second. So right after that, let's just see. So at 12:45, we got a we got a bearish engulfing, right? So that might be something that you might want to look at, but it's 12:45. Who's really trying to trade at that time, right? So I say that to say that if you didn't get in on this trade right here at the 5 minute, you should not have been looking for any trades as far as GU is concerned, right? Like right here, as soon as it crossed, you could have entered right here or waited on the pullback to get a better entry, right? Let's just say somewhere around here with the pullback and stop loss. I guess you could do 20 pip stop loss, right? And you could have gotten, if you want to do a 1 to 2, you could have put 40 pip for your TP, right? You would have hit your TP right there with that long wick. When everybody was taking sells, you'd be taking your trade. You'd be taking your profit out of the market, right? So this is when, again, this is when smart money buys, sells, and then this is when dumb money sells and they get caught up, right? You don't want to be doing, dumb money. You want to do smart money, right? So you want to get that perfect entry. And if you miss it, that's okay. It's not the end of the world, right? If you miss that entry, that's cool. The market is still going to give you entries no matter what, right? So don't try to chase trades or whatnot, all right? Can y'all hear me? I feel like I just lost my internet. No.
Yeah,
No, I can hear you.
Okay, good. But does that make sense though? Anybody got any questions as far as that's concerned? Yeah, no? All right, I guess. Y'all are quiet, man. All
we got you. We got you.
right, good. All right, but yeah, so that's my input on GU. Eventually it went back down. So if you answered right here, and let's just say you didn't have a stop loss, right? Which I'm not saying you should do, right? And you finally got right here, right? So at some point you got about how many pips? Anyway, I'm gonna do this way. All right, so let's just say you entered right here, and so 5 hours and 45 minutes. You was in drawdown for 5 hours, almost 6 hours in drawdown, like deep drawdown, and you finally got your entry in. You probably wouldn't even wait to get all these pips anyway, because as soon as you see blue, you're gonna be getting out, and you missing out on more pips. That might make sense. Like, does that make sense to you? Like, because this to begin with is a bad ratio anyway. And I'm saying that because I have done that. You know, get in at the wrong time and not put a stop loss in, and then be in a drawdown for like a day or 2 or 3 days, just hoping and praying that it's gonna come back into the blue. And as soon as I see blue, I'm out of that trade. And then what is it? What does price do? Continue to go down. So I went through that whole drawdown for no reason, right? I'm saying that so you don't do that, right? Um, I'm saying that so you do put a stop loss, because if you gotten in right there and then your stop loss was you know, whatever, like 10, whatever, 10, 15 pips. That's okay. You lost that trade, right? And they just wait on the next setup if that's what you want to do, right? So you could have technically gotten in even right here when it crossed, right? Even right here when it crossed. You could have gotten in right there. Stop loss about 20 pips and then TP all the way down, right? So that's how many pips? That's about 60 pips. So imagine getting in right here and you don't have a stop loss. You just went through the whole drawdown and then got out right when you seen blue, or cut your losses and wait on the next setup and catch 60 pips. Which one is the best scenario? Which one is the better scenario? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? This is the best scenario. So that's why you got to cut your losses. When you're wrong, you don't want to find out that you're wrong 100 pips down the road, 20 pips, or like 30, 40, 50 pips down the road. When you're wrong, just make sure that you're wrong right away so you can reevaluate and then go back and find another better, a better setup. All right? Don't try to chase it. If it doesn't give you what you want to see, that's okay. Either you get taken out or you take yourself out and wait until you get a better setup and then take that trade. All right? All right. So we're going back to the 15 minutes. So that's basically GU today. It was ugly. All the GBP pairs kind of did the same thing. GJ, I didn't even try to look at GJ because I looked at it at first. I was like, that's too much. It's too ugly, right? And one thing that I always do when it comes to these setups is I like to go down to the 5 minute, right? Because obviously the 15 minutes is not always going to give you the best setup, but if you go down to the 5 minutes, you can kind of see it a little bit better, right? So let's go to the 1 hour just to kind of see what kind of cycle we're in if we're doing the same thing that GU is doing, and it looks like it is, right? This is a trend. This is a trend cycle because it's been going the same direction this whole week, right? So obviously we're looking for either a midweek reversal or a continuation all the way throughout the whole week, right? So we can expect that tomorrow, Friday, it's price is gonna keep going up. We're gonna expect the price is probably gonna keep going up, right? Or it's gonna do something like this, retest a little bit, and then just consolidates and wait for the next week. But I am not looking for any sales tomorrow. If I was trading, I would not be looking for any sales. All right, that's just my bias when it comes to all the GBP pairs, because right now we have enough evidence that this is actually not a market maker cycle, right? We know that this is a trending cycle, so we're gonna either look for price to continue to go up or consolidates and waits for the next weeks. All right. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. All right, cool. Any other pairs y'all want to look at? This is actually the only. Well, actually, before I say that, before you guys give me any other pairs, I want to look at our new Bay. I want to look at Cat Chef. All right. I don't know if any of you guys looked at Cat Chef today or the last couple of days, but it, it has been ugly, yo. It's ugly, and you won't even see it unless you actually take all the indicators out. I was talking to Neri earlier, and I was telling her like, look at Cat Chef. Yeah. So yeah, Cat Chef is not Bay material right now. Can y'all see that right there? Do you see any type of setup right there? Anybody sees any type of setup right there? I know I don't. So again, this all goes back to the time to win, right? This is December, almost Christmas time, end of the year. Um, Markets are not going to give you what you want, right? So even if we were looking at today, let's just see if we would have gotten any type of setups, right? So today, ew, my eyes hurt, yo. Look at these long wicks, yo. Jeez. But anyway, so let's look at the 1 hour and kind of see what kind of cycle we're in, right? Let's just see if we can figure that out, right? So when it comes to the cycles, right? Before I show you this, let who in the room? Nobody. I mean, I don't have a waiting room. Hold on, let me see. There's no waiting room. They should be able to get in if they click on the link. Have them close it and then try again. Okay. Anyway, so when it comes to the cycles, right? When it comes to the cycles, let me show you this real quick. All right. So like I said, we do have 3 different cycles, right? So we got the market maker cycle, right? Where you get your peak formation, level 1, level 2, level 3, peak formation, come back down, do the same thing again, right? And then you got your trending cycle. Your trending cycle is basically lower high, upper higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher highs, just like that for the whole week, right? And then we got an accumulation cycle where you go the whole week where all you see is just accumulation, right? So to know what kind of cycle that you're in is very detrimental. Like you have to know what type of cycle you're in. And how you know that is by backtesting, right? By backtesting and then knowing your pairs and just kind of like doing a top-down analysis, you know. Um, Hold on. All right, so basic. Jeez, man, what is happening? I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Okay, there you go. I think I'm good. Am I? All right, don't judge me, y'all. 1 second. There you go. Okay, cool. So knowing what cycle you're in is going to be very important for you to know your directional bias. So when you come out of that Asian session, you kind of know which direction is going to be, the highest probability for you to hop on that trade, right? So let's just say, you go back in the week. So this looks like it's been accumulating for like the last 2 weeks. We're in the 1 hour, right? And right here, can anybody tell me what type of trade this is? Like what type of cycle this is? Anybody want to take a shot at that on this week?
Accumulation. It looks like accumulation to me.
It looks like so. This week this week looks like an accumulation. This one does too. This one, like Kiki said, this looks like a market maker cycle, right? So you got your peak formation, right? You got your peak formation right here. See right there, right? And then you got your level 1. You got your level 2 right here. And you got your level 3, right? And then it went back up and corrected itself. So this can be technically your level 1. And then it just kind of became an accumulation, right? It just became an accumulation. So this week was actually a market maker cycle, right? And this week was an accumulation cycle. This week was, I would say, an accumulation cycle too, right? So if I was looking at the market at this point right here, let me go ahead and hit the replay. Well, actually, I'm gonna just leave it alone. All right, so let's just look at it right here. And we saw that the price went up, it accumulated a little bit, and it dropped down, right? Right here at the Asian range, right? On this day, I'm gonna be looking for price to continue to go down, right? I'm gonna be looking for price to continue to go down, especially when all the EMAs are above me. When I have the 50 EMA, the 200 EMA, well, the 800 EMA is kind of crossing the price, but I'm still below these EMAs right here, right? I'll be looking for a sell. So I'll be looking for any type of setups, like any type of level 1, level 2, level 3 setup, right? And it looks like right after Asian on December 1st, which is Wednesday, we saw that that stop hunt happened. Move happened right after the Asian, impulsive move to entice people to buy because they're thinking that, hey, it went up, it went down, it should be going up again, you know, whatever their mentality, like whatever their thought process is. This is what they're going for. They're going for people to entice and to entice people to get on those buys, and then just chop the price down, right? And you can already like so you when you see that like when you see that move happening, you can even go down to the 15-minute, right, to kind of see it a little bit better. So it was this day right here, right? So right here, it gave you that move, and as you can see on the 15-minute, it actually bounced off to the 800, and it just dropped all the way down. So at this point, you should already know that this is a market maker cycle, right? And with the market maker cycle, what do you know about the market maker cycle? Hold on, wait a minute. So you got your A, W, W, V, V, M, right? Right? That's your that's your moves for market maker cycle, right? Hold on, guys. All right, cool. So right here, we got our A, and then W right here, right? So at this point, when you see the week started off giving you a big M and it dropped down, and then the second day you get an A, you already know at that point that the third day you're looking for an A. So you're looking for price to keep going down because it already reversed. It already showed you that, hey, I'm in a market maker cycle. I'm not in no trending cycle. I'm not in no, accumulation cycle, none of that. Right. So knowing your cycles is very important, right? And the best way to know your cycles is by going up to the higher time frames and just kind of look at the price. Like this is accumulation. This looks like a market maker cycle because you see you got that midweek reversal. That's another key to know that you're in a market maker cycle. If you see a midweek reversal, whether it happens on Wednesday or Thursday or whatever, then that's a midweek reversal. That means it's a market maker cycle, right? So knowing your cycles is very important. This is accumulation because nothing really happened, right? If you go on a daily chart, it's gonna show you, right? It's just been choppy. It's just been going up and down in the same area, right? Am I making sense, guys, or do I just sound like I'm just rambling? Let me know if I do sound like I'm rambling, y'all. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. As long as y'all understanding what I'm saying or understanding what I'm seeing, then we're good, right? So
Hey
again,
Mo,
yeah, what's up?
when you say M A W, right?
Hmm.
What is? Can you repeat that A thing again?
So it's gonna be M. Hold on, let me see where is it at. Okay, it's not there no more. But so if you're looking at a market maker cycle, right? It's always going to give you, if it's starting from the bottom, it's going to give you a W, V, V, M. That will be your peak formation. Let me draw it up. Give me a second, okay? Hold on. All right, so it's going to give you a W, If I know how to use this, Tasha, I might need your help. There
You
you
got
go.
it. You got it.
Okay, so this is the magnet thing, right? Okay, cool. All right, cool. Okay, it's gonna give you a W, right? And then it's gonna give you a V, and then V, and then it's gonna give you an M, right? Which is exactly what it looks like here, right? W, V, V, M, right?
Okay.
And then when it goes down, it gives you an M, right? Jesus, man, what is A, A, and W, and then just do it again, right? W, V, V, M, A, W. So that's what I was saying. W, V, V, M, M, A, W. Just remember that, right? That makes sense.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
that's what the market maker cycle is. Like that's what they're gonna do. Something well, but then again, like don't just assume that it's gonna do it every single time, right? Because sometimes what they're gonna do is instead of giving you a V or an M or an A, I mean, it's just gonna consolidate for a week, and that's when the consolidation week comes in, comes in, right? So all of this technically can be a whole level, right? All of this right here can be one level. All this can be level one, level two, level three. It doesn't matter. So don't just expect that, oh, because I got a W yesterday, I should be getting a V today. That doesn't work out like that. Because sometimes they might give you a W and they go up to the next level and they just consolidate the whole week because they didn't get enough orders. They didn't collect enough money. All right. They didn't entice enough people. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna spend that whole week collecting that data, and then the next week they're gonna continue the cycle. They're always gonna continue the cycle, right? You just have to know where you're at in the cycle to kind of know where your bias is at. All right.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So MAAW WVVM. Remember that. Just remember that. And again, like I said, backtesting is your best friend. All right. Backtesting your best friend. Um, so this, so we can look at another pair if y'all want. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me. You know, y'all already know I don't want to be the only one talking now, because you know I might be talking all day, so I need somebody to talk. Nobody got any questions? Come on, I'm sure y'all got questions. It's like 26 people on here. Not nobody got a question.
Yeah, bro, I got a question.
What's
Bro,
up?
what's up, bro? How you okay, I'm having a problem with the resets and if it do like reset, like you said, it go into consolidation and don't break the hats and go into the next cycle.
Yeah.
Um, like how they say it's gonna continue to rise or continue to fall. Like how do you know like how long it's gonna fall? That's I'm having trouble with like the resets.
Yeah, no, you good. So as far as the resets are concerned, you're not the only one. You're not gonna know which way they're gonna go, right? Because they can like literally go like this, right? They can give you level one, go up to level two, and then feel like they don't have enough, orders or whatnot to complete. So that they're gonna reset, right? So they might give you a little bit of fake out and then reset, right? Consolidates and then it might go down or it might go up. And that's when you have to look at the charts and see what they're going to do, because you're not going to predict what they're going to do. You're going to react to what they're going to do, right? So when they're resetting, you don't know which way they're going to go. You don't know what their bias is. So you just have to wait, or you just have to wait on that next move and then just react on that, right? So as far as the resets go, it doesn't happen that much, but it does happen. So you have to keep that in under consideration, right? So just because you see that you're on level 2, don't just jump on a trade because you see a setup for a buy because you're thinking that it's going to go up. Just make sure that you wait and see which way they're going first, right? Because a reset can happen anytime. So this right here can be this right here can be considered a recess. A reset. This whole week, well, this whole day, I mean, it could be a reset because nothing really happened on Thursday. Like nothing really happened today, right? So if you're looking at it, so this is your peak formation. So you can look at this as okay. Let's go back up to the higher time frame. I feel like this is a bad pair to kind of take an example from, but we're gonna try it though. We're gonna try it. All right. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. All right. So technically we can say that this is level 1, right? And then this can be your level 2, and this could be your level 3. And then you got your peak formation. All right. We got your peak formation. And then you got level 1 right here. Right. And then you got level 2 right here. Right. So we would be expecting for it to go up for level 3, right? But it didn't actually do that. It actually continued to consolidate, right? And then it reset. It looked like it consolidated. I guess we can say that this might be a reset, right? Level 1. So you'd be looking for it to go up again or go down. So when it goes up, that will be your level 2. That will be your new level 2. So it didn't continue that level 3 here on this cycle, right? It went back down, it reset, and now it's going to start, level 1, level 2, level 3, or level 1, level 2, level 3. You just have to react to the market. You just have to see what it does and then just react to it. So you're never going to know which way they're going to go. If we did that, then we all be millionaires, right? Everybody be a millionaire because we know what they're going to do, but we don't know what they're going to do. So you just have to react to it. If they reset, if you see that they're supposed to go up to another level but they didn't, and they just sat on that level, that means that they might be resetting, or they just continue to accumulate orders to continue what they were doing, right? So that's when you just have to wait and see. Or also another thing that you could do is backtest. Because like I said last week, all these pairs are like they're gonna repeat themselves. They're gonna do exactly what they usually do. Yeah, reset, a spike in one direction. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Let's look at EJ. Let's look at EJ. All right, so let's look at EJ. Let me see if we had any setup. Did anybody trade EJ today? Anybody? Anybody? No? Yes? Maybe? Don't want to say it? It's okay if you don't want to say it. Nobody? Okay, fine. Whatever. Y'all don't want to talk. That's all right. All right, so EJ today. We're in the 15-minute, right? So at this point, when I'm looking at this, I don't know what cycle we're in. I don't know if we're in, I don't know if we're in an uptrend, in a trending cycle, market maker cycle, consolidation cycle. I don't know if we're in level 1, level 2, level 3. Doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know, right? So I'm just waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking at the charts, right? So what level? I mean, if we get our setup right here, what is that? What setup is that? What is that? Level 1, level 2, or level 3? I'm gonna even let y'all cheat a little bit. I'm gonna let y'all cheat a little bit. What level is that? What type is that? Come on, I need somebody to say something. I need somebody to say something, y'all. I ain't gonna do nothing until somebody says something. I'm just saying. Oh, y'all want to see the chart? Let me show you how the chart again. Y'all see the chart, right? Y'all see the chart. What type is that? Come on, somebody tell me.
Can't see the.
Okay,
Looking for the chart now.
okay. Here, there you go. There go the chart. There go the chart. So what type are we looking at?
Which one?
Right here, EJ. There you go. There you go. There you go.
This is the type 2. This is a type 2 pattern.
There you go. Yep, type 2 pattern. That's what we got. We got a top 2 pattern. So obviously, let's look at the types again, right? So the top 2 pattern, price consolidates during Asian, gives you the first leg at the bottom of the Asian, leg 2 at the bottom of the Asian, and then takes off. First leg could be in Asian, second leg will be in London. Both legs can be in Asian, both legs could be in London, right? Or you could just have a V during during London with a railroad track or quarter wood, right? So right here, we got our first leg right after the Asian. First leg right here. It went all the way up, went down. Give it a second leg. It literally bounced off the Asian low, right? And then it gave you that setup. So this could be a railroad track, right? So technically you could have entered right after you seen that railroad, right? Let me zoom into it so we can see it a little bit better. Because I still feel like it looks choppy, right? So right here, this can pass as a railroad track. And another thing too, you see price keep playing around the 800 EMA. I mean, it broke it a few times, but it didn't really take off, and it just playing around it. So that tells you that there's some type of resistance, right? So technically, you could have entered right here for a buy. As soon as you see that railroad track, wait on the pullback, get a better entry instead of, because if you entered right here, your stop loss would have been a lot deeper if you would have waited until you get that pullback. So that's why you always want to wait on that pullback so you can get a better entry, right? Let's just say you waited on that pullback, you waited on the entry, your stop loss would have literally been what, like 8 pips, because you put your stop loss below the lows, below the low of the day, which would have been right here. So this would have been 8 pips, right? 8 pips. And TP, let's just say TP1 is Asian high. That's about 30 pips, right? You want to be, you feeling good about yourself. You want to do TP, your TP right here at, what is that? I don't even know what that is. What is that, high today? Yeah, look like, no, it's not high today. What line is that? I don't even know what line this is, but it looks like a cool line. So I'm going to go put it on there, whatever. But anyway, so even if you were going for 30 pips, this would have been a nice entry. Like me looking at it right now, it don't look nice, but it does look like a good setup because you got your railroad track, right? And you got your 5 and the 13 crossing, and you have a nice ratio. This is a 1-to-5 ratio. Even if you were only going for 30 pips, right? Even if you were only going for 30 pips, which is the standard, right? This would have been a nice setup. Like this is a perfect setup. Like this is a perfect setup. I'm telling you, right? You got your first leg right here, and even if you go to the line chart, this could be a first leg. This could be a second. It doesn't matter. Like this could be a, we can look at this being your first leg or this being your first leg, right? And then your second leg right here, boom, you got your railroad track. It crossed the 5 and the 30. You could have waited. Like you could have technically waited until price goes above the 200 and the 50 EMA, and then hop on it if you safe. But if you're somebody like me, I'm aggressive, so I would have just hopped on it right here in that pullback, right? I got that railroad track, price pullback, boom, hopping on that, right? So that was a nice setup. Now let's see what cycle we're in, right? We're in the 1 hour. So This week, this looked like a whole lot of consolidation going on here, right? This looks like a whole lot of consolidation. Ain't nothing going on this whole week. This whole week, nothing going on. So I'm not looking for nothing to happen tomorrow with EJ. I might look for the price to go back down and then continue to consolidate and waiting for next week, right? Week before that, same thing, right? And this week right here, what type of cycle would you say that this was on this week right here? Like this week right here, what cycle would you say that this was? Can anybody tell me? Was this a trending cycle? Was this a market maker cycle? Or was this a consolidation cycle? Let me see which I got. Let me hear what I got. Come on, don't be shy, y'all. Tell me what cycle you see. Okay, MM. Okay. I see trending. I see trending. I see MM. I see two MMs. I see trending. Okay. All right. Me personally, what I would say is that this is a trending cycle. This is not an MM cycle, right? Because yeah, you might look at this and say this might be your midweek reversal, but it didn't really break structure, right? You can still see higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and then just continue to go up. So higher high, higher lows, that means this is a trending cycle. So this is not a market maker cycle. If this would have broke structure and then continued to go down, like let's say here when price broke down and then on Thursday it continued to go down, then yes, I would say this is a market maker cycle. But it didn't do that. It continued to go up. So this makes it a trending cycle, right? So this is a trending cycle, right? You guys agree with that? Or am I just talking nonsense? If y'all think I'm talking nonsense, just let me know. Oh, Delvani, you say yes? Yes, I'm talking nonsense, or yes that you agree? You gotta be specific now. But yeah, so this is a trending cycle, right? All right, cool. So this is a trending cycle. Obviously, we after that we had a consolidation cycle. This was ugly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would not even be trading in that. Like, yeah. So what about this right here? What does that look like to you, Demba? It looks nice. He said it looks nice. Okay, we'll go with that. So what trend is this? What cycle is this? All right. So I'm still looking at this as a trend cycle. I'm still looking at this as a trend cycle because like let's just say we started off right here. So this week started right here. You know how to draw a trend line, right? Can you go back to your room, please? Can you go back to your room, please? I'm begging you, please go back to your room. Thank you. Love you. Anyway, so if you have a trend cycle, right? Technically, you could draw it this way. It's not perfect, but it's close enough, right? Price is going up. It never really broke that. It never really broke that trend line. Like I'm not looking at it as a cycle, as a market maker cycle, unless it breaks it and it continues to go down, right? Even let's just say even if you had have it right there, right? Even if you had your trend line going like this, yeah, it broke it, but what did it do? It consolidated and it went up again, right? It didn't continue to go down. It did not give you no lower lows and lower highs, right? So yeah, this might be okay. This is a trend line, but you could have drew it this way too, right? It broke it, but it continued to go up. It never really gave you an indication that it was going down. So I wouldn't call it a market maker cycle. right? Same here, right? You guys agree? I don't know how long the call's been because I don't know what time I actually got back online. Can anybody tell me how long we've been on? I'm sorry because I don't want to keep y'all here um forever, right? Why y'all so quiet though? That's my question.
Hey, Mo, Eastern time is 7. I mean, it's 8:07.
But how long has the call been going though? Because I don't want to keep it longer than an hour. That's the thing. Because I don't know what time I came back on. Does anybody know what time I came back on? Oh, okay, Rashonda. We don't want to get you in trouble now. All right. So, anybody got any other pairs? We can look at them. We can look at one more pair, and then we can end it there. All right. But y'all get the idea though. This is like you just have to know what cycle you're in, right? If you look at your chart on Monday, Sunday, Monday, right? Tuesday. So that's why I trade on Mondays, but I don't really like, try to find setup on Mondays. If I see a perfect setup, I'm taking it, right? On Mondays. But I technically don't trade until on Tuesday because then it will give me some type of data to know which direction I'm going, right? Because on Monday, it's really not giving you a whole lot. Like for instance, this Monday right here, it was just consolidating. It didn't really give you a whole lot. You can see that all the EMAs are crunched up together. That might tell you, hey, there's gonna be an impulsive move, whether it's gonna go up or go down, right? So you waiting on Tuesday to see what your setup is. If you get a top one, top two, top three setup, MOW, take that trade, right? Right? But unless you are Tuesday or even Wednesday, you're not gonna know what kind of trend it is going through, right? So again, you don't have to force those trades. If you don't see a setup, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. You're not supposed to see the setups every single day. If you don't see a perfect setup, go to the next pair. That's why I have all these pairs on here. Why do you think I got all these pairs on my chart, on my trading view? Because when I do look at a setup, and when I look at the chart and I don't see a setup, I'm going to the next one, right? I don't have a I guess I do have a favorite one. I'm sorry. I do have a favorite one. I'm sure y'all already know what it is, but um yeah. So if my favorite one don't give me a setup, I'm yeah, I'm trading. I'm going somewhere else, you know? I'm not just basing my analysis on just you know, one pair. And like another thing too, like for instance, if you like GU or any of those GBP pairs, like let's just say you got on GU. GU didn't give you a perfect setup. You can go to GJ, G Chef, GN, whatever. Whichever one is gonna give you the best setup, you take it. Right? Or
Hey, Mo, I have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
Like at the end of the week, if if the market is like in a contraction stage,
Hmm.
basically a consolidation stage,
Hmm.
um, can, can't we automatically know that is even though it's at a contraction stage,
Hmm.
we automatically know Monday, Sunday, Monday is supposed to go up, correct?
Right. So we don't never know, right? Because the market makers are going they're gonna do what they do, right? But yes, the thing is like if you see it ending in a consolidation, like for instance, let's see, as long as you know what level you're in, right? So if you're in level one, like let's just say, let me go back to the 1 hour to make it a little bit clearer, right? So like technically right here you could say this is level one, right? You could say that this is level one, right? Right? and then you got level 2 right here, and then you got level 2 right here, right? It ended the week in the consolidation, right? It ended the week. So this is Friday, right? It gave you that peak formation for level 3. It didn't really consolidate a whole lot. It consolidated right after it, right? So the following week, you're gonna expect for price to reverse, and that's exactly what it did. It worked out this time, but it doesn't always work out that time. Every time, you know. So that's why you have to wait and see, right? You have to wait and see that Monday. What do you get on Monday? What do you get? Because if you got in a trade, if you got in a setup for a sell and it went down, right? It went down, then maybe you'd be looking for a trending cycle. Maybe price is going to continue to go down the whole week, and then the following week is going to start the new market maker cycle, where it's going to give you level 1, level 2, level 3, right? It didn't actually do that. It actually trended up this whole week. So this week, GBP NZD has been in an uptrend. It's been a trending cycle, right? So now we just have to wait until, well, Friday's not here yet, so Friday's not over yet. But on Monday, Sunday, Monday, what you need to look for after Asian session to see which way the market is going to get, like which way the market is going to go. Is it going to give you an M? Is it going to give you a W? Right? If it gives you a W and it continues to go up, then you can look at this as level 1, level 2, maybe level 3, and then you can look at like a midweek reversal on Wednesday. Right? Does that make sense?
Right.
Or it can just continue to go up. It doesn't give you a midweek reversal. Maybe it just continue to go up on an uptrend. And Rashonda, soon enough, you ain't gonna be working 60 hours a week now, right? Because you're gonna be retiring and you're gonna be trading full time. I'm telling you. 60 hours a week. Nah, we ain't doing that. All you need is 4 hours a day. That's it. 3-4 hours a day, and that's it. And you gonna get there. 2021 is gonna be a good year for every single one of us. I'm telling y'all. And yeah, it's gonna be a good year. That's all I gotta say. We got some things that we want to share with y'all, but we're gonna wait until like, beginning of January, and then we're all gonna be on the same page. Oh, Jazz, you want to tell them about it or not? Or are we gonna wait on that? Okay, Jazz don't want to talk now. When I want her to talk, she don't want to talk.
Come on, Jazz, talk.
Jazz ain't
You
talking.
scoop.
Jazz ain't talking. All right, that's cool though. But yeah, I think we went past an hour. I don't want to keep y'all on here all night, even though I would love to. I can keep talking all day. Y'all already know. I can stay on here till midnight. But I know we all got things to do and whatnot. I do appreciate every single one of y'all being on here. Anybody got any last questions, last minute questions before we end this call? No? Yeah? No? Okay. That's cool. Y'all want to keep being shot? That's all right. That's all right. Yes, Rashonda, we all motivation. We all gonna motivate each other because we all gonna get to the top. All right. Private jets, yacht, all that. 2021 is gonna be lit. All right. Well, again, I thank every one of y'all for being on here. And this was great. All right. We probably won't have another session till the end of the year. Until next year. You guys have a good Christmas and a happy New Year. Enjoy your family. You know, enjoy everything. Enjoy the gifts. You know, if you have a little extra money or whatnot, I'm gonna put my my Cash App on there so you can guys yeah I ain't gotta say it. But yeah, appreciate y'all, and you guys have a good night. Okay.